Well. We're all back here on Power Hour here on TopstepTV. The man in the middle, John Hoagland, to his, I guess, screen right, Nick Dolby, and myself, Andre Q, here for Power Hour. Let's get it, boys. Without further ado, John, hit me with the Delta update in the ES and NQ.
S&P is negative 8,700. NASDAQ negative 3,100. Relatively congruent direction here.
Yes, it is. So we'll keep an eye on that to see how that plays out. As the Power Hour unfolds, you might have some surprises along the way, so make sure you stay tuned. Dolby time. You've been trading a little bit of crude today, a little bit of NASDAQ, a little bit of Dow, if I remember correctly. What are we looking at for the rest of this power? I guess crude's kind of gone to sleep for the day, for the evening.
Crude's kind of done.
NASDAQ, Dow are probably where we're going to be looking to get some of our profits today. Quick update there. We did see YM as high as 92% long, but the market did not necessarily rally with them. For those that did, hopefully you were able to capture some progress. Dolby, what are we looking at trading this afternoon?
Either NQ or YM, to be honest. I got both of them up right now, and they're not doing a whole lot. They're in kind of this downward wedge formation. I mean, maybe we could try to buy like the bottoms here, which, you could do, but we're kind of also stuck in a range. It's going to be tough, honestly. I think this Power Hour is going to be tough, same as yesterday and Friday. We're all waiting for news on Wednesday and Thursday, and so you get markets like this, and like the risk reward is just not great unless you manage to catch that one move today. Other than that, it's just kind of a chop fest. So it's easy to spin your wheels if you're in a trading combine trying to catch action while all the big money is sitting on the sidelines.
Yes, indeed. Sounds like, I'll give you a quick update. How was Power Hour yesterday? And anything special or pretty sideways?
It was a lot of fun. We had David Green on. It was really educational, but cool. It was a very, very slow session, similar to Friday, which you were not here for. But we did start a discipline challenge, so I did challenge chat to find something that they want to work on. I'm working on not executions, but exits and sticking to a system, and we're going to run it until May. And it's already stressing me out, but that's part of the challenge. So chat, pick something that you also want to work on, and let's work on stuff together. And if you're having a hard time with something, put it in chat, and maybe we can try to help you out as a group or on TV.
Awesome. I like it. John, got a question from you here in the chat from Meta Meme. Sir, according to you, is the day trend going down? I'm watching for the same question from Dolby and myself. I'll let John take this first. Is the day trend going down today? What say you, John? Okay.
Yes.
Well answered. Yes, it is.
And here's why. We opened. We didn't really trade much above the opening range in either of the S&P or the NASDAQ. And in looking at the direction of the market had a pretty decent move to the downside. Where did it move to? This is, by the way, is the daily chart.
Okay.
Down here was the opening range from Thursday. From Friday. Thursday we had the big down day. Opening range was left at the low on Thursday. Approximately 52.10. Let's just call it 52.10 for shits and giggles, if you'll pardon my French. The market opened and it broke, and it did not really come back much more than halfway back. That's why I've put this fib on here. I don't really use fibs, but just visually, it looked like the market came to halfway back and has been finding resistance at that halfway back level. So I put this on here just to kind of say, yeah, that is halfway back, isn't it? We tested it, could not see the market come back above that half back level. And half back is something that Jim Dalton talks about quite a bit, is looking at the half point of the range. The fact that we've been unable to really maintain any price above that half back level is why I still feel as though this is a downward trending day. In the bigger picture, however, in the bigger picture, we're range bound. I'm going to take this off of here now.
We are,
because this is kind of messing up the picture here. Hang on a second. Hang on.
We have been a range bound.
Oh, looks like NASDAQ is starting to
looking
peak
back,
a little bit lower here.
Looking back at the daily chart, here we are. We're range bound. 1, 2, 3 days inside of the range from Thursday, which was the entire weekly range last week. It was the entire weekly range last week. Was it?
Well, between 52 and 53, 5,200,
Yeah,
5,300.
that's wrong. There. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. Yes. Okay. So almost the entire weekly range. I had that messed up here this morning. I apologize for that, but weekly kickoff high moved down from 5,300 to 5,320 to 5,300. And we haven't even tested to weekly kickoff high or low in this market this week. So overall, this is a very range bound market. It's inside last week's range. It's inside the weekly kickoff range. We got 3 days of overlapping ranges. Inside day yesterday, almost inside Friday's range today. It's range bound. As far as the daytime frame is concerned, I say this is a down day. This is a downward trending day. But in the bigger picture, it's still range bound. We haven't moved anywhere.
Yeah, it's like Russian dolls nested within ranges, within ranges, within ranges.
Well, we are starting to see some selling. Starting to see some. See the ES and the NASDAQ starting to, I don't know if you call it roll over, but finally see some sellers come in here. Dow's still staying strong, so to speak. We'll see if we can test that 18,200 level again in the NASDAQ that we saw this morning. We got close to 5,200s, down to 5,208 in the S&Ps. Never saw the full follow through to 5,200, but like John said, we have been in a range, and we are towards the lower end of the range, right, John? Looking back on,
I mean, you could look at the daily chart again. I mean, we're still pretty far from the range extremes, and I'm kind of looking at last week's low and weekly kickoff high as those extremes.
Or what's the price to the downside?
Well, the weekly kickoff low is 51.80.
I want it.
And last week's low was 51.91.5, and then weekly kickoff high is 5,300. And, we're 52.25 right now. So, I mean, we're kind of close to halfway in there. So, we're in the lower half of the range, but I don't think we're at one of the range extremes just yet. One thing I do want to show you is, that bounce that we took today off the low in the S&Ps.
Yeah, we did.
It really I just extended this low to this low and extended that line. So we got a third point of contact on this line right here.
Look at that. That's ES, John? Yep.
Yes.
ES says right there on the watermark. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if we were to kind of head down there right now, we're looking at 52.12 approximately as where price would meet that trend line.
Okay, so about 12 points off in the S&Ps. 52.12. Keep an eye out for that.
Yep.
Could be a good.
I really want to do something and make this exciting and everything, but where price is right now, it's just not a good trade location. If you ask me, I would look for a pullback. We're starting to put in lower highs and lower lows again. I need to find a pullback, see it put in a lower high, and then get into a short there if I'm going to get short.
Yes.
But yeah, it does feel like any trade I place would be a coin flip. Like you could really make a case for just smashing the sell button right here and trying to anticipate momentum, but at the same time you could be like, well, I think we're overextended and we might just catch a bid and hop back up into range again. So I agree with you, Ho. Like I'm looking at YM and it's like, why can't we just go and do another stop run of 38,880 in the next 50 minutes? I mean, the market's been pretty violent as far as extending ranges today. So what's another extension into the end of the day? And that's like all I can think of. And so it's like, would I really want to catch a buy here though? If I think I can get a cheaper price down there, it all feels like a coin flip. It's all very, very risky. And like even along here too, it's like, how long could you possibly hold it for and feel comfortable with us making lower highs and lower lows?
And that's the deal. Where is your risk?
Right. Nothing feels like a cheap trade right now is the problem.
And that's what we're looking for.
Yeah, nothing feels like a cheap trade. And just because we have so much uncertainty going into tomorrow and Thursday, it's like
correct. Yeah, so I was just going to remind everyone we do have CPI tomorrow, so we might It is a bit thin. It is a bit choppy, so we might see some repositioning. John, the S&Ps are very thin. We're seeing 20 up, 20 on the bid, 20 on the offer. Here in the S&Ps, I know NASDAQ and Dow are notoriously much thinner than that, but the lack of liquidity in the S&Ps at the moment is kind of putting you on alert that tomorrow there's bigger things to come with, like Dolby was saying, CPI. We have some speakers as well as other things. We'll get to those, that preview later on in the hour. But for the time being, like, there we go, Dolby. Did we overextend ourselves to the downside here in the equities? Did we just see some buyers coming in on the 5 minute? So if you're going to get short and try to anticipate the breakout, like Dolby was saying, you're going to have to dig deep and just really grind your teeth. Definitely going to have to take some heat on some trades. This is for the timing. We still have 45 minutes left in this session. We did have a delta of minus 8,700 coming into the power hour. We'll see if that grows or shrinks as the session goes on. Quick look around here, John. Hey, John, so someone in the chat was saying this, and I kind of disagree with them, respectfully, but someone said that, the way Rips was trading this morning was a bit lucky and able to jump on momentum. I disagreed as well. I thought, the way he was trading, and I don't want to put words in his mouth, and he's not here to defend himself, and I don't want to do that for him as well, but, just speaking as, veteran traders here, he's able to get on the move, and a breaking markets are simply like I said, sometimes you just don't ask questions, you just get on board and you ask questions later. I think that's kind of what he did, and that comes with experience. So I wouldn't call that necessarily luck. I'd call that experience. He manages risk quite well, John, and I wouldn't call that luck.
There was reason for every trade he took. He told us the reasons for every trade he took. If you're going to get lucky, you just say, well, let's just try this, and you put it out.
Yeah.
But he's giving valid reasons for all the trades he took. Now, Riffs is a really, really good trader. He's got, he uses Bookmap. He uses things that, not everybody uses. So we're not always going to agree with or see what he is seeing. But it doesn't make it luck. There was reason for everything that he was doing. He took a couple of losses today. Some of the trades that we see and the reasons for them don't pan out, but it doesn't make them bad trades.
I agree.
As long as you're trading in your strategy and in your process, then even losing trades are good trades because they were part of your process and part of your reasoning.
Right.
Yep.
So I don't think that there's anything that Rips do that's luck. There's reason for everything that he does.
100%.
Yeah, and I think that's where that's what I've noticed. But all of the really good traders we have on is that they have a system and a plan from beginning to end, and that's where I want to get. Well, I want to get.
We got Dakota probably coming on here in half an hour.
Yep, the Dakotas, Maxes. The Ripses of the world.
He goes through the reasoning for every trade he takes.
Exactly.
Yes, it should be very interesting when we do get Dakota on here, speak with us. Speaking of Dakota, please join him every Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Central for slow markets and see how the sausage is made, how the magic is made with Dakota. I mean, hell of a trade, been a hot streak. Up to number 2 on the live funded account leaderboard, if you did see from earlier today, on a mission to get back to number 1. Someone did taunt him with the saying that those that can't do, those that can't teach. And that really lit a fire under his rear end. And he's been on a mission ever since. Got all the way up to number 1. Kind of saw it take a couple steps down, but now he's on his mission back to number 1. And with a huge, huge trading session today, he'll be on here to talk about how it went and maybe put on a couple trades here in Power Hour. So please stay tuned for that. Dolby, you called it right there. Was it an overextension to the downside?
You never know.
Both said yes, it was. And it was, if you're range bound, good on you. That was a little difficult trade, either to stay short or enter a long right there. Either way, like you said, Dolby, hands off for the time being. I think you saw thought process was very, very solid there.
I feel like I've watched the screen enough to see both of these scenarios take place where it either just, rips to the downside or it just randomly catches a bid and just pops back up into range again. And it's just like, I don't know. The cells in my body, I feel like I've seen this before. And it's like, I don't know. I don't trust it. I don't trust it. Yeah, there's like something in the DNA after enough screen time. It feels weird. It's like, I know this isn't a good setup, It's nothing is a cheap trade. Even if you did buy it and you happen to nail it, I mean, is that still a good decision to take it? If it's within your system, yes. But if you're like just trying to force trades, that's like, I don't know.
Yep.
Don't blame anybody for not trading today, for sure.
Yeah, we will be patient. We'll outwait this market. I know that we did. It took about first hour of trading this morning before the market started really rocking and rolling, and you showed perfect patience. I don't think you pulled the trigger until we did start seeing that sell-off. That first 50 minutes of trade, it was hands off until something started happening, and sure enough, it happened. So, I mean, that's the patience we're talking about here, John.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what you have to do. Of course, we want to entertain as much as educate, but we can't just take trades just to take trades.
Nope.
I know. It's like, well, either do you want us to pass trading combines or place trades, because those two things not necessarily are going to be on the same page every time. Because if we're trying to manage risk, not taking a trade is sometimes the best thing to do to get to put the odds in your favor, because that way you're not losing money. Like, could I have bought the 30-minute range low here and tried to do
that'd be tough
and build a position, right? Like a multi-lot position around like 38,000, like 985. It's like, maybe. God, would have been tough though. You know what I mean? It's just like, yeah, you could have. Like, what's the upside though? Like, there's not really a catalyst coming at the back end of the day other than getting back to VWAP maybe, right? It's like you're probably not going to get a massive run up to 39,300. You might, but it's not likely. So you still have to have like a catalyst, for your trade to go even higher. I just don't know what the catalyst is, even if you are long at this point, other than just minor price correction.
Well, I mean, acceptance above VWAP might be something that might incite some buyers to come in.
Yeah.
Especially if they're short in the hole.
Definitely if they're short in the hole. Speaking of short in the hole, John, can we get an update? It's been about 17 minutes since the last update there. There was minus 8,700 ES and minus 3,100 in the NASDAQ here, about 220 Central Time. What are we looking at?
In the Dow, it's negative 2,170. So, there is negative delta in this market. That indicates the possibility of shorter time frame shorts in the market. And if those shorter time frame shorts and they start to get squeezed above VWAP, that might be enough to see a pretty decent upside move. In the S&Ps, we've got negative 6,700. In the NASDAQ, we've got negative 2,700. But that delta to me is generally speaking, congruent with direction. But if it continues to compile here without breaking, then we might see some shorts get squeezed later in the session. S&Ps are at point of control right now. Dow at point of control right now.
Right.
NASDAQ at point of control right now. It's just not a good place to be looking for opportunities here. In my time frame, in my opinion, people look at different things. Rip sees things that I don't see because he's looking at different things and kind of operating in a different time frame, which I'm trying to learn more about the shorter time frame. So I can be a fun, happy, sexy trader here on TopstepTV.
Chad is saying Bostic is speaking right now.
Really?
And I think, Andre, you're on mute, but Bostic
apparently is speaking.
I'm on mute. I'm sorry. Yeah, I got Bostic. Eddie, you got this over on the juice over there. You're speaking on Yahoo Finance TV.
Yeah, I'm not getting any comments, but let's see here. Eyes on the prize right now. He's talking about CPI coming in at a consensus. It would be a welcome development. Otherwise, it is live here. It's always possible the Fed's growth forecast could rise from Bostic. So just these two comments right now off of Juice.
Cool.
And I'll keep my eyes open.
Nice.
Thank you, Eddie. Bostic does like to speak. I believe we are catching a bit. Maybe we caught a bit based off some of his words. I'm not sure, but we are.
Maybe. That could be motivation to push the market, but
that certainly could.
Did we even expect that to happen, or he just show up on Yahoo all of a sudden?
Good question. Here we go.
Mm-hmm. Expects a slow pace of disinflation in 2024.
Hit VWAP in S&Ps, just cracked through VWAP in the Dow. Nasdaq a little bit behind. Wouldn't be surprised if it touches it. Gives it a little bit of a kiss on the cheek there. Here we go. Push, push, push. And
Canceling my
Bostic, thank
wishing
you very
order down
much. You
below.
got the markets moving. Here we go.
So I got top of 30-minute range high for YM at 39,114.
Okay.
So I mean that's a relatively new range that I have drawn. I mean, get above that could be interesting, but we haven't been there in a minute, so I can switch to the 30-minute chart, and this is very, very boxy. I mean, look how boxy that is. Little range extension down below. This little guy right there peaked below, so that could have been like your range trade, right? So if you were trading YM, you subscribe to the range trading methodology, you very well could have been like, that's my range high, this is my range low, and I want to buy the extension outside of the range low and see if we bounce and reverse up. That would have been the range play on the 30-minute. But I didn't take it just because I feel like it's kind of a weird time in the markets right now, considering what we got going on for the rest of the week.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with that. I didn't see these comments coming. Certainly wasn't on the financial juice calendar. Maybe we start looking for other sources because, hey, boss, I expect to. Yeah, thank you, Eddie. Eddie's been pumping in those headlines, seeing the same thing here in the chat.
Oh,
Uh-oh. Yo,
Somebody stopped by.
who's there?
Hope you brought the beer.
Dakota
drinking that red drink.
Dakota drinking blood.
Hawaiian.
We're live. We're live 6 minutes early. What the heck?
What the heck? What's up, Dakota, my man? Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a minute. Dakota, give us an update. What the hell have you been up to? Anything new going on in your trading life over there?
Just another day in the office, to be honest, guys.
Oh, yeah. So humble.
I'm in my pajamas and some like comfortable clothes. Just been relaxing and trading. Help slow markets, and yeah, just another day. Not very busy, not a lot going on. We have a big day tomorrow for the markets with everything that's going on in the markets. But other than that, it sounds like there's a lot of chat going on about my trading and my P&L and all that fun stuff. And I think the best thing I could tell everybody, and you probably know this, Andre and Hogue, is when you scale an account, the dollar amounts will increase both on the positive and the negative, but 100%. The overall trading should stay the same. I don't look at the dollar amounts. I look at, say, for example, the ticks or the points. And even though I copy trade amongst 3 XFAs, my XFAs got transferred to a live. And then you guys heard Mick opened me up to trade my live account just like I'm trading my XFAs. So instead of a $3,000 daily loss limit and 15 contracts, I now have a $9,000 daily loss limit and 30 contracts. And so instead of placing an order for one contract, that one contract is like 3 contracts. It's a unit of measurement, basic math, blah, blah, blah. It's the same thing as copy trading amongst 3 XFAs. I'm looking to make so many points per day, place my trades. Instead of having 1 contract every single time, it's now 3. So typically it's between 1 to 3 contracts. Now it's between 3 to 9 contracts is what I'm trading. And then basic math, right? If once I get to the next level, then it's going to be, maybe 9 to 12. I don't know. It's just scaling. Like that's the reality of trying to scale. MP sent me a message. I'm sure he doesn't mind me saying this to the community where we're all open. He asked me a question. It's like, how do I view copy trading? And I said it can be a really good thing for the mental side of trading, because just like I'm copy trading on 3 XFAs, I make $300, but actually in reality I made $900 because it's being copied. Trying to do that on one single account, to me, I'm watching the monitor and say, "Oh, I'm up or down $900," and it's more of an emotional roller coaster for traders who watch their P&L.
Sure, it is. We got a little bit of that squeeze going on here, guys.
Yeah, we do.
Yes,
I have
we do.
YM breaking my 30-minute range high. It's above that, and then even Nasdaq is topping up through the 30-minute range high as well. Yeah, more accounts.
Yeah, Dobie, I missed the buy. I was looking to buy the market, very similar to what you were looking at, right into the 220s. I just did not pull the trigger because I was busy setting up all my stuff for joining you guys.
What was your catalyst for 220s? What were you thinking?
I mean, very similar to what you guys are looking at over here on the 5-minute chart. You guys can see my chart now. We had a pivot here this morning. As soon as we got down into that, I was thinking, this could be a very great opportunity to find a cheap trade. Over here on the 100 tick chart, we've seen a lot, kind of like a double bottom right here, where we started to show where some buyers are starting to pick in. And my entry would have been right about the break of this pivot over here on the 100 tick chart. And so I probably would have been in around 224, 225.
Nice.
But I missed it. Very basic technical analysis where we have a break of the last pivot high. I could probably zoom that in a little bit for everybody so they could see it. Very basic price action. That would have been my trigger, but I was a little distracted.
Yeah, it's
well, as we continue to rally here in the equities, we did get a headline about 3 minutes ago from Bostic saying, I can't eliminate the possibility that rate cuts move even further out. And the market rallies. Okay. So that's the headlines. I wouldn't have expected that reaction. Maybe the market's not paying attention at all. Maybe it is, in fact, a short squeeze. John, how much has Delta shrunk with this rally in the equities? Unmute.
Oh, my gosh.
You're muted.
And
Yeah, it's really pumping.
Holy cow. Yeah, this is crazy.
Yeah. We've lost about 2/3 of what the Delta was, Andre. It's negative 1,600 now in the S&P is negative 1,500. This is a short squeeze right here.
Yep. We're seeing it in real time right now. Yep, shorts are puking. They got caught short in the hole, as John said, and the market will stop breaking. And when the buyers came in, everyone was looking for an exit, and there is none. And now you're just seeing the shorts just puking. Oh, it's called a puke. They're puking over themselves. We are rallying here, guys.
Yeah, we are.
Taking a look at Till. We got 77% long in the Dow, 66% long ES, and 74% long in NASDAQ. So the rally is on. The shorts are looking for somewhere to go, and we are not done. Here we go.
Wow.
Right back
we could go up just as fast as we go down.
Right?
That's true. Yeah, really nice 30-minute range break, but it could always hop back in again. Yeah, very, very tricky. Very, very tricky to trade. It's just the market is not nearly as fun when big money is on the side. Not nearly as fun.
It's definitely harder.
I would say so.
And Dobie, how do we know that big money's on the sideline? What makes you say that?
Because there's so much news coming out on Wednesday and Thursday that they just don't like. Why deploy capital ahead of uncertainty? Mm-hmm. So they're just going to chill. And then, market makers are just going to run around price, probably get all the weak shorts or weak longs out, which is fine because if you're ready for it, if you're ready for the range trade, then you can anticipate it. But it's tricky. These times are always really hard. I feel like a lot of traders and trading combines will lose accounts on days like these, just getting chopped up and be like, because these ranges don't make a ton of sense. The market will do nothing, and then a headline comes out, and then it rallies. It's a lot of chop. So that's why you see a lot of people. I would say veteran traders can elect to sit out these days. It's also why journaling is important. Do you do good on days before big news events?
All right, Coach Dakota, the rally is still on in the NASDAQ, S&Ps, and Dow. What are you looking to do? Anything? You did say you are looking to... Nothing. Okay, no FOMO, no nothing.
I'm going to watch this. You guys could see my charts. I have an hourly chart up, and I was telling everybody yesterday, like, if this is not a definition of bar coding, I don't know what is. Mm-hmm. And here we are. The bars are just a little bit bigger than yesterday's. Mm-hmm. It's range bound, and Dobie is an amazing range bound trader. That would have been a great trade to buy down there in the 220s. Yeah. Just buy the bottom and sell the top until we break out. Everyone, like you said, people are just going to wait till tomorrow. Why put yourself into a position, especially those bigger traders, bigger institutions, until we get a lot more clear direction and after some of the craziness that's going to be coming tomorrow.
Yeah, I just the trade felt like a coin flip because it just as easily could have gone down to a lower level. Like it's so hard to time these things, and like it just so happened that Bostic, stepped in and said a thing. You know what I mean? Like
Things right.
we don't have that every time we buy the bottom of a range. That all of a sudden, a Fed speaker is going to come in and like bail out our position because
it is nice though when that happens.
Yeah, I mean it's great, but that.
If it's in your direction, right?
Of course.
Yes.
Exactly.
Of course.
Like on line 1.
Then you can say you planned it that way.
Yeah, I mean, he could have even used a different word that maybe an algorithm misinterpreted and sent the market lower, even though maybe he actually meant the other thing. It's like you have no idea what's going to happen. Like it's out of your control.
Ooh.
Hey,
But,
Dakota Cigar. I hope I pronounced that right. Says, Dakota, can you please explain how you choose your pivot points for possible entry? Please explain. Please explain. Please explain. Please ask Dakota. So Dakota, how do you choose your pivot points?
I would say come join my slow markets. I talk about it
Like
almost
that.
every single night. How I trade. It's as simple as it gets. It really is. It's just very basic technical analysis that you can find anywhere online. There's no key. There's no secret. You can see here on the 5-minute chart. Look, there's 2 pivot points. Look, here's another pivot point. It's as simple as it gets, right?
Yeah.
It's not rocket science. This is some of the first stuff that you learn after you learn how to read a candlestick chart. Very basic support and resistance, technical analysis. Here at TopstepTV, what I've seen you guys are starting to do, which is amazing from JD, technical analysis, right? Chart patterns and starting to show this kind of stuff, because we have traders here that's been trading for years and years. And then we have traders who are learning to trade for the very first time. And this touches base on both. And I would say even if someone's been trading for 20 years, or if you've been trading for 20 days, this stuff is still valuable, whether it's a refresher or you're learning this for the first time, because to me, it still plays a big role in my trading.
I am.
Awesome.
You guys could hear me, but you just can't see me. Is that what's going on?
Oh, where'd you go?
Yeah.
I could hear you the entire time.
Yeah,
Did you turn your camera off?
Yeah, we heard you, but you just...
Yeah. I think my camera just ran out of juice. I need to plug it in.
Oh.
You have a battery-powered
I
camera?
could be God's voice.
That's fine. Just good for your charts.
Delta,
Oh, good,
negative 800 in the S&Ps now.
Wow, they went to neutral. Okay,
Sure.
yeah, that was a squeeze, all right, Johnny.
Mm-hmm. Like to get a little better trade location and maybe looking for an opportunity to short this thing. I might be crazy. I've been crazy before.
I do have on the 4-hour chart on the YM, I'd see a lot of wicks and a fairly consistent series of higher lows, and we are kind of coming up to that level in general. So that's why I'm kind of thinking shorts with you, is because sellers over the long course of the, I don't know, since the 5th have kind of been beaten down price along that trend. So maybe it sticks, maybe it doesn't. I don't really have a setup yet though, because we're in the middle of a lot of ranges, like 15 minutes broken out, 30 minutes broken out, 1 hour is broken out, 4 hours is in the middle of its range, dead in the middle. And we're kind of in the middle of the daily, and kind of have a 5-minute maybe consolidating a little bit here on the 1 minute. So maybe we could take a short. Maybe.
Still seeing I'm still seeing more liquidity above the market than below the S&P in the S&Ps. Andre, right before we popped, we were doing something or looking at something, and I was just going to say, there's a lot of liquidity above the S&Ps here, and we just ran through a whole bunch of it. But they're still showing, more liquidity above the market than below the market. It kind of looks like a little bit. I mean, there's 200 on the offer at 25.55. I'm sorry, 52.55. There's that dyslexia. We're seeing offers at round numbers. 55, 57. There's 158. 60. There's 144. it's still not a lot of liquidity. It's really kind of a thin market today. 5270, there's 200 on the offer. Just nothing like that on the downside. There's a lot more liquidity above than there is below. Now, what Rips was talking about is, are those sellers going to be replenishing? Is this going to put in a high? Or are we going to go rip through that liquidity? We've already, we're starting to stack in more negative delta here, Andre. Negative 1,500 in the S&Ps now, negative 2,400 in the Dow, and negative 1,500 in the NASDAQ. So we're definitely seeing some top pickers in the afternoon here.
I would say so. They're just coming in trying to call the tops is right. We got about 17 minutes left in Power Hour. Dakota, welcome back. We can see you again. I believe, Dakota, that's you. Your camera is working. All right, Dakota, we were talking about slow markets. Tune in for pivot points for slow markets. What is your take on what is happening right now? You are the star trader of the day, star trader of the week on Topstep.
I mean,
Topstep.
Nothing
what are we
really
seeing?
happening,
what are we looking
to be
at?
honest. In my opinion, nothing's happening. Nothing's happened all week. We're right where we started the day at market open after the close, which is, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Yep.
We're right there. We're right where we opened up Sunday. We have not changed. And that's what it looks like we're being, which is just a magnet between 18,300 and 350. They're just range bound trading. I'm not looking for anything. If maybe, this is just a maybe, if we do sell back off down to 300, I might take a very short scalp to the long side. And that is just assuming, resistance could become support. So maybe something like this. And that's a maybe. I'm still not 100% confident in it. And I might just scale down to a smaller position size and just take a short scalp. We have, 20 minutes left for the end of the day? And it's on to next.
Yeah, I mean,
Right,
already pulled back a lot. Same with NQ. Yeah.
You don't want to wreck that.
No, and that's the thing, too, is... Yeah, go ahead, Andre.
Yeah, let's say quick influencer update here. Speaking of influencers, you're looking at the number one man right here joining us, second from the bottom there, Mr. Dakota, up $14,000 today trading.
I just did get in long then on my live, as I said that.
15,000.
Oh, okay.
So at 18,310 and a quarter. So yeah, I'm up about 14,000 in my live, and then I'm up about 3,500 in my XFAs. I passed some combines, and I'm trading some XFAs again. So here it is. Nice. We'll see if this is long. This is just going to be a really quick scalp in and out. Maybe we could get back and take back over these 20s. I have my finger on the trigger.
So Dakota did take a long. This is the XFA you just executed in?
This is my live that I just executed in.
Shit. Let's go.
Yeah, but you're
one contract. This is something that's very, very small for the way that I am trading this account. Typically, a normal entry would be 3 contracts. So this is 1/3 of my position size for a normal entry. And I might add another one if we show some more support around this zone, and then look for a breakup. If not, I just close out, take a really small loss in comparison. But a lot of chop, and I expect to see a lot more chop in the next 20 minutes.
And this is the time where, is it really worth risking, your trading combine? You have 20 minutes left, and if you can just hold out for 20 minutes more without placing a trade, you can get yourself to tomorrow with, maybe a normal balance and trade, a day with a lot more opportunities than, say, today, in which you're probably just forcing trades to get action in this chop. It is choppy.
What do you say, Dobie? There's always someone somewhere who wish they did not trade today.
That's exactly right.
That's
exactly right. Don't feel bad you're down $5 or broke even or up 64 like myself. There's always someone out there who wishes they were in your shoes and only lost $5 or $100 today.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I did Thursday, that's for sure. Thursday when the market just tanked, I gave back my profit, and I just, you know what? I wish I would have just not traded or used the Topstep X, or use the feature where I just lock myself out and be done.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
We're
Yeah.
starting to get some buyers back into this zone around 300.
Yeah, and I had a day yesterday that was really frustrating, in which, in hindsight, I've traded really well, but the P&L didn't show it. And so all I could think of is like, oh, I had a losing day yesterday. But then I actually had to journal these thoughts down, and I was like, dude, you did not trade bad yesterday. You got, stopped out to the tick on a 3-lot, and then you had another great short that got stopped out by like 4 or 5 ticks. And then you had some crude oil trades that felt good, but you didn't take profits. And it's like all the trades were good. They just all accumulated into a bit of unluckiness. And it's hard for me, being as emotional as I am, to not be like, oh, that was bad trading. And it's like, no, it was not bad trading. Like, you did fine. It's like everything you did was fine. It was just unlucky. It happens.
Yeah. Luck. Yeah. Weren't you guys talking about luck a moment ago?
Kind of.
The better you are, luckier you get.
Something like that. I mean, there's thousands and thousands of traders here. The traders who did this for a long time. There's no such thing as, and I might be a little bit counter to what you said, Dobie. Unlucky, good luck, or lucky or unlucky. And what's that saying where they say, right? Luck is at the crossroads between preparation and readiness, or something like that.
Hard work.
I watch Rips all the time. The reason why I want him on my team is because I know what he does. He's a momentum trader, and when the market's moving, you don't hop in front of the train. If anything, you try and get on it and catch some of that move. So the harder I work, the luckier I get. That's a funny thing how that works.
Nailed it, Rips. All right, guys. So real quick, we got about 15 minutes left here in the session. Let's get these top quiz results out there, because we should see some fireworks here in the last 15 minutes. JD, if you got them, let's put them up. Let's go through the names. Hopefully, they're all pretty kosher. What do we got there, JD?
We never know.
You never know with these.
Speaking of luck, though, here we go. The first name that caught my eye was Coach Jay. Could that be our Coach Jay?
Coach
Hey,
Jay.
I hope so. Yeah,
Andre's back.
Andre's back.
I think there's one in there for you too, Dakota. I like big asks.
For me,
That
I get a free
Big
account.
asks.
Is that what you said?
Big asks. Yeah, I like big
That was
asks.
your line, right?
I like that.
Yeah, that was your
Yes,
quote.
he does.
My line is slapping the ask.
Slapping the
Slapping
ass.
the
Yes.
I
And
figured
I'm
there's a
about ready to
source
do that
related.
too if we get another bounce up here in the NASDAQ.
Source. Yes.
Slopping the boss.
All right. Good stuff. There you go. There's your quiz results. Check your emails tomorrow. So we'll get those out to you.
Screenshot. Coming down in 3 seconds.
Thank you.
Very nice.
And it's gone.
15 minutes
Eddie.
left to the close. Do we get an MONC?
Yo, watching for
Do we
it.
get the imbalance?
Yep. Eddie's all over it, Dakota. I'm glad you asked. Eddie's all over the MOCs. Started coming a little bit later on the day.
Nathan got
Let me
one.
get-
Nice.
Yes. Good job, Nathan Yoder.
Nice.
Don't trust it. Don't trust these markets at all, dude.
No.
At all. At all.
Right.
Sub-Zero. Dakota, do you mind if you can share your $14,000 trade and the scaling process you did? Like I said, join my slow markets. I talk about a lot there, and I answer a lot of questions there. And it wasn't just one trade. It's multiple trades. I'm a trader.
Right.
My bigger trade for the day, I traded Nikkei. I had a Nikkei position overnight. It worked out really well. And, I woke up with $8,000 in my account. And I've been trading the NASDAQ, gold, and a few other markets today.
Nice, dude. Carving it up, man. Some of our live traders here carving it up today in the mornings, afternoons. Join Dakota, slow markets, 8 p.m. Central here on TopstepTV. I like how you tease that, Dakota. You're getting good at this, man. I'm not going to tell you right now. I'm going to tell you during my segment, damn it. So tune in then.
There you go.
Yeah.
See how the
yeah,
magic
come on,
was
man.
made. I like that. I like that. But in the
Yeah.
meantime, are you long right now, Dakota? Or are you flat, or what do you got?
I'm long one, contract in my live account at 310.25 here on the NASDAQ. Seeing if we could find some support around the low 300s and push up above into the 320s between now and close.
Man,
I don't know if that was
good for you for trying.
Well,
Nazi could catch a bid at 18,300. I mean, it is consolidating. Resistance is kind of becoming support.
Does
Makes
this
Yeah,
market
sense.
yeah,
know-
just like you
Makes
said,
sense to
Toby.
me.
Very simple, very basic on the 5-minute chart. You know, this
Yep.
was resistance here around
Mhm.
11 a.m. Central Standard, 11:30 Central, and we broke above that. We came back down. This is a pullback, and we're kind of going, you know, we're bullish. The market's turning bullish. And for whatever reason, whether it's somebody talking, whether it's who knows, we just know that the market's going up, and that's all that should matter for us as a day trader, is the price action, not what's behind it. No, at least not at the moment, right? Because we'll have plenty of time to digest. There's people spending millions and millions in algorithms and AI and technology. There's no way we're going to be able to know the news and place a trade in
Faster than
preparation
them, no.
for it.
right.
No.
Yeah, so something very simple, very basic. We'll see if we can find some buyers where we had some support. If
Well,
not,
doesn't
this will be a
this
loss.
market know
If
that
so,
you're
then-
long?
What's that?
Doesn't this market know that you're long? It should be going higher.
It should be, yeah.
I know. What the heck? What the heck?
How rude.
Yeah, Robert, I spend a lot of time in my slow markets class answering questions, explaining everything. It's the same stuff over and over and over again, because that's the reality of trading. It could be very boring and very repetitive if you're consistent, right? And I've been watching a lot of Tiger Woods highlights and some old like rounds that he's been playing, and it's the same thing. He told a story where he would go golfing in the dark, and you could tell where the golf ball went based off of where it impacted the club, and then he'll go, walk, over to the right in the middle of the night. And I think that's the same here with trading, right? It doesn't matter your P&L. If you follow your trading strategy, over the long run about what your statistics will be, regardless of what the news is going on or what's going on behind the scene. We're watching this price action, and sometimes it can be frustrating watching the tick for tick and watching your P&L.
Oh, 100%. That's why I love it. You sleep most of the time when you're trading.
Yeah. I don't have to worry about the markets when you're sleeping.
No.
Yeah. Do you ever dream of your positions,
left.
like your P&L, overnight, in your head?
No. I used
That's
to.
good.
I stopped anymore.
Oh,
Thank you.
All right.
Here it is.
MOC in balance. We've got 233 million to the buy side. 233 million to the buy side.
Thanks,
that
Eddie.
would be considered
Thanks, Eddie.
small.
Yeah,
Small
unspectacular.
Yeah.
That's it.
I think the numbers that we want is somewhere between 2 to 3 billion, I think, is what David Green and Peter Tuchman are looking for as far as big market moving MOCs. So that's a baby one. It's a baby MOC.
Well, Dakota, you got a nice little upside channel going there on that 100 tick chart.
Yeah, this is just a flat. Nothing's really happening. Power hour has been a little bit boring as of lately.
Yeah, it's been a rough one. Last two sessions, including this one, have been on the slower side for sure. But it's good to know. I mean, I hope it's at least educational to the people who are watching, just how, news events like Wednesday and Thursday can really impact the market's end of day as, people are sitting on the sidelines. There's not a lot to move the market. I mean, it might be slow for us to trade, but I think there's still a lot to learn as far as market state goes, as you can watch us try to, apply logic to markets that don't have a lot of reason to do anything. And there's just really not a lot of reason to do anything.
No.
But just not wrong. Other than this one little spike at 2 o'clock. I mean, this is not a lot of opportunity. It's really just one move.
Yeah, a lot of chop going into the close. I mean, not a lot of people, like you said, who wants to buy or who wants to build a position or move money before the big news event. I mean, if people are hedging, sure, that could be part of it. Looks like we might get a nice break to the upside here. Starting to get some buyers to step in the last 8 minutes.
We got negative delta. We got 200 million to the buy side. Both not very significant, but something to keep an eye on, as Dakota noted. We might catch a bid here in the last 8 minutes. Less than 8 minutes left in the trading session. Keep in mind, we got lots of data coming out in the later half of this week. So, like you guys said, we saw a big move in this morning. We saw a big move in the afternoon. Everything else in between was a bunch of chop. So if you're able to profit on that, good on you. You're very proud of yourself. If you're able to stay patient, make money in the morning, and make money and catch opportunity in the afternoon, also great. If you happen to overtrade,
all right, I'm just closing this for scratch. Minus like $50 or something.
All right,
it's just not worth it. It's just not.
Yeah, we still might catch that bid and break into the 20s, but I'm tired of watching it, to be honest.
Over it. Bigger fish to fry with coming down the pipeline.
Yep.
I mean, I honestly believe that days like today, I mean, the market is really just trying to make people as miserable as possible, whether you're long or short. And I feel like the market did a pretty good job of that today. I think a lot of people are probably unhappy. I mean, unless you caught, those exact moves that we just mentioned. Right. I think the market makers did a really good job, probably getting a lot of people stopped out in and out of their trades, making people unhappy. It's what they do. And they did a good job. I mean, I think we can all kind of feel it. They did a great job today. Good job, Goldman interns. You kind of
There's probably a huge group of people who are just happy today's over and excited to just be done. Go enjoy time with your family and get some good rest, because tomorrow is going to be a big day for the markets.
And don't forget, pray for peace.
Yes.
Yes. And we got tenure. And a lot of meat and bones is meat and potatoes week, as Michael likes to call it. I know Eddie will go over the schedule for the upcoming days, but just taking a quick peek, we got some good stuff coming out. So less than 60 seconds till the final liquidity injection. 255 Central. Buckle up if you've got a position on. Buckle up.
Nothing important as far
it
as
looks like we're
Delta's
making
concerned.
that run for the 20s.
There it is.
Yeah, little pop.
Yep. That was it. That's what I was looking for, but oh well.
That's just, Dakota, when you take a trade like this and you know that it's like suboptimal, it's just like a little layer of like guilt knowing that this trade is just from the start is kind of mediocre.
None of my trades are mediocre, Dobie.
Nice.
No, but
that's right. You are the Michael Jordan of trading, Dakota.
That's by far the best answer.
This was one of them, to be honest, Dobie. This was one of them. I got in the trade. It was taking a little bit longer, and I'm like, you know what? It's not worth trying to think about and over and analyze and just sit here and watch it. Just closed, and that's what I was. Even though it just rallied, I'm like, dang it, I could have had $300-400, but it could have also did the exact opposite, right? Where it sold off. I'm like, dang it. If you have any doubt, just any doubt, any emotional thought about a trade, 9 times out of 10, just close it. Maybe even 10 times out of 10, just close it. Wait. You could always go for tomorrow or the next trade, even if it does work out.
Yeah. That was a great answer, Dakota. Great answer. Chat enjoyed that one.
Yes, they did. Mediocre trades, Dolby. Yes.
I don't take mediocre trades. God damn it. Put that one in the glossary too.
Yeah. So
that's a great one.
S&P trade 52.53. Oh, recent highs of 55. Come on 1 second. 57's recent highs. I haven't seen anything higher than that since the morning. See if we can push through there. Nasdaq trying to push through a little bit as well. Nothing showing on the tilt per se. Delta, I'm sure, is starting. They getting squeezed a little bit here, John.
Yeah, that was a good one, Dakota.
Nah, there's nothing.
I wonder
Delta.
what Peter Tuchman did. Did he buy that? Did he buy it?
I don't know. Maybe he probably did.
Tuchman for sure.
Yeah. When in doubt, whip it out. That's
Hello.
when in doubt, close your
Delta's
trade.
positive
That's-
1,300. Andre,
Clean, boys.
1,300. Got it. Yeah, I got it.
Nothing
Positive
here.
1,300.
Nothing here now.
Nothing. That's okay. Big days ahead. And
Yep.
nice trading day, fellas. Dolby, John, Dakota, the man. Be sure to tune in for slow markets. Again, I won't stop repeating it. People got mad, Dakota, that you won't answer the question. That you only answer it in your own segment. So I like.
What question? There's a lot. There's
The
a
question.
lot of
I
questions.
know.
There's a lot of them.
If you have if I don't answer your question, just come into my slow markets. Even there, I don't answer all my questions, and that's why I have this class Monday through Thursday, right? Because I cannot answer every single question. If that was the case, I'd just be sitting there answering questions the entire time.
Mhm.
And I'm a trader first. My slow markets class, I talk through the trades. I'm looking at the markets for the first time, and I'm looking for trades. I'm not here to just sit there and only answer questions. But I am planning to help as many traders as possible. If it's a good question, then sure, I'll answer it.
That was a good answer.
Good answer.
Dakota's on fire today. I'm
Yeah,
not
he
gonna
is,
touch
man.
him.
What happens,
like
man? He's
a-
peacock
I'm not
a
in a
little bit.
mood. I'm
woke
in my
him up, man.
pajamas, just relaxing.
We woke him up. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. But the people want to know, man. You put up a monster day like that, and you're one of our top traders. The people want to know. So we're gracious that you did join us. Now we got some liquidity coming here in the S&Ps. We got the less than 2 minutes here in the trade. We're starting to see a 400 lot come in on the bid. S&Ps, that was filled. A lot of liquidity coming in.
How was that? That
downside,
was a
another
beautiful
500 lot.
trade, right, Dobie?
Yep.
That was a great
Resistance
trade. You
became
don't take
support.
mediocre trades. Yep.
That was
was
a
great,
very
dude.
basic one. You've seen it too on the 5-minute chart. Resistance became support. That's as simple as it gets. It's
It really
the hard part is executing it.
Yeah, right. I didn't take the trade, and then you got impatient with it and didn't want to deal with it,
Yep.
and then off it goes. But it's the price you pay.
Exactly.
All right, less than 60 seconds here, fellas.
He's
We
still
are
that was
pushing to
going,
the
man.
upside here. Here come the buyers. Pre-CPI,
Yeah.
buyers. Noted.
Andre,
That new
6,700
pointer.
positive Delta now.
Damn, that jumped
Oh
that
my
quick.
gosh.
That jumped quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
dude.
was 60 points from that trade. That would have been
Here we go.
We just ate up all the negative Delta in the NASDAQ.
Flipped it.
Positive in the Dow now. I'm sorry, it's still negative in the Dow, 2,400. There's more
What a
to
move.
this.
Yeah, there is. So keep that in mind for tomorrow's number.
Oh,
Thank you.
There we go.
Good job, guys.
Yes.
Awesome.
Good job.
Toby,
There you
thanks for
have it,
joining
boys
us.
and girls. Well, Dakota, thanks for joining us here today.
Yeah, man.
That was
yeah,
pretty
last
cool.
minute. Happy to be here. Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
I'd like to also thank those that stuck around here for Power Hour. Thank you, Dolby Time. Thanks, Hogue. And, of course, thank you, Andre. And, tomorrow there's going to be some meat on the bone, boys and girls. Early. We got an early call here. 7:30, you're going to be seeing a CPI for month over month. It's going to be 7:30 Central Time. Also, we will be having our FOMC member Bowman speaking at 7:45. Kicking it back down. Crude oil inventories at 9:30. We've got the, if you're trading the gasoline, also gasoline production at that time. And scrolling down here, we do have a Fed Goolsbee speaking. 10-year note auction, and it's indicating it is an important number. We'll be watching that at 12 o'clock noon. Fed budget balance at 1 o'clock. FOMC meeting minutes, as Rips mentioned, also at 1 o'clock. As far as our menu for tomorrow, All-Star Cast here. Join us 8 o'clock Central Time. Hogue and myself will be firing up the machine. And for Fast Markets, we got Andre, Dolby, Hogue, Robert, and Deanna. We'll also be having power players with Dolby, Robert, Peter Tuckman, and Nathan. I think Nathan L. I'm saying that wrong, but I'm sorry. I butchered that. Jack and Bonnie for Top Quiz. Mick Hogue for Shoulder Tap. And we got Dolby and David Green for group coaching. Coming around the afternoon, Andre Hogue and KV. Patience with KV. And that Power Hour, Andre, Dolby, and Jack. Don't forget today, right after this, at the buzzer with Coach Paul and Coach Jay. We've also got a class at 6 p.m. in our Discord channel. for Coach Ray, volume profile, supply and demand class. We've got bar and charts with Coach Vince at 7, and of course those slow markets with Dakota. So we appreciate you being with us here, and we love you. We love you. Love having you here with us, and we hope that you love being here the same. Hopefully you did learn something today, and you are moving forward in your trading. So get some rest, re-energize, have a fantastic rest of your day. Stay healthy. Until we meet again, I'm Eddie Horn, and this has been Top Step TV. Take care.